Hey everybody, Nick Licameli here. Today it's part 2 of my interview with Alex Enrique from the Exercise Science Lab at Montclair State University. Now it's from Montclair State University, but today I happen to be representing Ramapo College, and if you look closer, what? Oh, boom, 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 boom. I went to Ramapo College for my undergrad, loved it, so I'm representing Ramapo today with a few peck pops. Anyway, I hope you enjoy part 2 of my interview.
Now I understood your mentality, your inspirations, and we could talk a little bit more about your inspirations. I do too, but let's talk about your job, right? At the end of the day, you're a physical therapist, and you got to go out and provide the best service that you can to every individual that you see. And you're also the director of the office. Talk to me a little bit about like just a normal day, walk into the office, with your coffee, your protein, right? And just take me through that and how you interact with patients and that
Yeah,
sort of, yeah.
absolutely. So, yeah, no need to rush with the 10 minutes. You're paying me by the hour here, so I'll stay as long as you want. Yeah, so it's funny. Like I'm blessed to say that it's not really so much like a job, like a 9 to 5. You do your thing, you come home, and then you do your hobby. So like if I was an accountant, I would like go to work, grind, come home, and then do my bodybuilding stuff. Or it's nice because the two worlds are very close. So like I
Mm-hmm.
go to work, and then when I come home from work, I'm still in it. Like I don't ever really leave it. So it's nice that the two worlds are very close, my hobbies and my job. But as far as my job, the money maker thing that I have to do every day, you have to show up. Um, I'm the director of the office in Nutley. I was just promoted to the director in January. So with that comes more responsibility. So before I was a director, my main goal was to be the best, you know, hone in my skills as a physical therapist. So be able to treat anything that comes through the door, do it well, know where to go if I have any questions, and just be the best physical therapist that I could be. Now that I have reached a point where I'm confident in my skills and I can treat pretty much anything that comes in the door. I'm never an expert. I always like to say I'm never an expert, always a student. So
Mm-hmm.
always learning,
Mm-hmm.
constantly.
Mm-hmm.
But I have other responsibilities. I have to look at my office more like a business. So at the end of the day, it is a business. So I never had to look at it that way before. Now I have to see, okay, this many visits per week, this many visits per day. How come we're down here? This particular staff member is going through a hard time at home. I'm going to give them time to talk to me and open up to me and really just keep everyone in a comfortable environment. And I want everyone to be able to come to me and talk, never feel intimidated, never feel awkward, because they the staff has so many, can make any manager's job easy.
Mm-hmm.
So if you empower your staff,
Mm-hmm.
the the perfect manager, he or she
Mm-hmm.
just empowers his staff. I want to empower the people around me this way. It doesn't all fall on my shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still very new at it, so I'm learning every day.
Mm-hmm.
But back to my normal schedule. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, I work the afternoons, so I'll go in around like noon, and then come home 8, maybe a little after 8, and then Tuesdays, Thursdays, I go in at 7 in the morning, and then I'm out around 2. So 2 days a week I'm in the morning, 3 days a week I'm
Mm-hmm.
at night, and then Saturdays, I'm usually there every Saturday, just the mornings from like 8 to 12.
Yeah.
And I see a wide range of patients, wide range of age, everyone from their 90s to teenagers, high school kids, high school athletes, um, average Joes. I do see a lot of weightlifters, bodybuilders, just because in my time as a physical therapist, I've done a lot of community outreach to different gyms, and I've made myself known. I have my own YouTube channel, so I do educational videos. I do videos for the company, Professional Physical Therapy, that I work for. I write for different websites, different strength and conditioning websites. So I kind of put myself out there so people know me as someone who isn't just your average physical therapist. So this guy knows what it's like to exercise. He has an idea of what it's like. So I have a fair amount of weightlifters and just fitness enthusiasts that come to me, which is nice because that's what I'm into. So I like treating people that are into the same things I'm into. It's easy to relate, easy to educate, and time flies. Just like this conversation here, like you get rolling, and when you're passionate about something, like holy cow, like I've been talking to this person for how long already. So yeah, definitely the patient care is number one, but then there's also the business side of being the director, and then the people around me, mentoring the younger therapists, keeping a comfortable atmosphere, and yeah, I mean everything's been great so far. So it's almost like I'm enjoying it while it lasts, but I'm waiting for it to not be good. There's always like times when productivity drops throughout the year, whether it's summer, everyone goes on vacation. So I'm enjoying it now while it's good, and knowing very well that it may not be good all the time. So keep in mind what we're doing when we're good, and then try to keep those things going when times aren't so good. But otherwise, just learning every day and trying to be the best we could be.
And you talked about it yourself. So you are the leader of the office. You hit it around the nail. You said, I'm going to empower my staff, because they also went through school just like you did, and though you are the director, but you're at the same level of communication with everyone.
Right.
And I agree with that 100%. And how about, I also believe that there has to be good systems so that if for some reason you moved, the next person will step right in. Were there any systems or protocols in play? Like what is it like in a physical therapy, kind of leadership position like you are, those systems and protocols? Like for example, I'll give you an example. I have a spreadsheet that I made for when I do my strength and conditioning. I do train a couple clients, so I always have that there. And for example, if I needed to give if my friend was working for me and he needed to do an assessment, this system is in there, so he has the protocols. He goes through the assessment. There's drop down boxes, and you click 1, 2, 3, print out a sheet with everything on it. So like, is there something similar like that you guys have and that you set up maybe, or?
Absolutely. So the transition from physical therapist to now director has been so smooth. It's gone so smoothly because just like you're saying, there's a system in place. So I wasn't promoted and then kicked in the deep end and had to figure out how to swim. So the director who was there, he's still there with me now. So the transition has been the past couple months. He and I have been meeting. He's been showing me how things work. Because Professional Physical Therapy is a large company, I mean, we have offices in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Massachusetts, so it's a big company. They have systems in place. Like it's not like I had to make them up or these are set. But I guess the one system that is most important was that I have this mentor while I'm transitioning into the director spot. So I was given a spoonful of the responsibilities, and then I handled that well, and then I was given more and more and more, and then eventually as I'm getting more comfortable with different meetings and weekly reports and managing the staff and things like that and scheduling, then you just get more and more. But it was all at my pace. It wasn't like, okay, it's 3 weeks, you have to know this. It's 4 weeks, you have to know this. It went at my own speed. So if I got something really quickly, good. Okay, now let's add in this. Or if I was like, nah, you don't really understand this, like still need some time, like it's not getting it then I would just take more time. So definitely, the transition was made easy just from the systems that were in place, and not enough could be said about a good mentor. The face-to-face communication and kind of holding my hand and helping me transition was really, really helpful.
And one of those things, I mean, systems, it's incredible, but you have to think of it. Someone had to think of it, right? Someone down the line had to say, oh, like, we need a fire evacuation.
Yeah.
Or, like, for example, remember the what I sent you for you to get to Montclair?
Yeah.
Like, I had to make that, but that had to happen. So we were talking about those systems. Everyone has to think of those, and now you're learning those systems. And what's great is that we talked about this before. You're going to get good at those systems, and you're going to get good at those protocols. And then once you get good at that, once you imitate those at least basic foundations, now that you have those, now you're going to be able to create and adapt to your staff, your population that's coming in, and that's really crucial in any sort of leadership or management position that I've myself. I mean, I'm a coach right now, and I coach in a town league. It's very low stress. It's not like I'm being paid for it. I'm volunteering, but I have a practice plan. Every practice down, I try to follow it down to the minute. And I see a lot of these other teams that are coming to the field, and they're sitting around. I don't like my kids to sit around. I try to use everything I've learned and basically just prepare to prepare. And then the next day you're preparing to prepare for the next, and just the preparation. That's so important. And when someone is more prepared than the other, they're usually gonna win, or they're gonna, whatever the outcome measurement is there, that they're going to be more successful just because you're prepared. It's only so much that someone can BS or look like they're working. And it looks to me like, in talking to you, you have, a great, idea of that, and you've, I've learned so much from this conversation. But last question I have to ask you, what's your favorite sport?
I mean,
except for bodybuilding.
Except for bodybuilding, probably football.
Yeah, what's your favorite team?
I have the Jets.
Oh,
unfortunately,
man.
But you know what?
No, it's mine too.
me being a Jet fan, it's like they say the smallest puppy in the litter is the strongest willed, because he has to fight the hardest to get his food, to get his milk. And everyone else is bigger than him. If we could be Jet fans and survive all that emotional trauma, we're the strongest guys out there.
Jets, Mets. And, so
same
hey,
here.
You know what? I don't like losing, but I lose all the time. And you know what? I guess it makes me a better competitor, and striving forward. But
Definitely.
Nick, thank you so much for this, and it was a great conversation. And
yeah, absolutely.
We'll be in touch moving forward.
Happy
all right,
to
man?
talk. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.